So why is Poilievre raising this issue again years later? Is there a political calculation? Let's ask the front bench. Sabrina Grover was a federal Liberal candidate in the 2021 election. She's senior advisor at North Star Public Affairs. Melanie Paradis is a former communications director to Erin O'Toole. She's now president of Texture Communications. Former interim NDP national director Carl Belanger is here. He is now the president of Traction Strategies. And we also have CTV national news correspondent Abigail Beeman. Thank you all for being here. And Abigail, you've been working on this story all day long. What has the reaction been?
What struck me, Mike, so far covering this story was how hard it has been to get a Conservative who wants to speak on the record, on camera about this. I don't think I've had so many rejections to interview requests than this one. Behind the scenes, you know, it's a different story, and there are obviously different camps, different reactions, but a political hand grenade is one of the on-background comments that I got from is someone who wasn't able to go on camera about that. So there are some who believe that the opposition leader has gone too far in these comments, specifically about invoking the idea of jail, and some who believe that that is veering too close to U.S.-style politics. Whereas Liberals on the other side have been publicly condemning these comments, right. And that comparison to Trump, they feel has served them well before. So they're happy to talk about this story and quick to jump on that angle, but sort of mixed reactions among the Conservatives that I've spoken to in terms of why and how and what he has been saying.
Yeah, and Mel, I have a feeling you'll agree that it is some mixed reaction to it. So I guess the question, sort of playing off of what Abigail said, why bring out this political grenade right now?
So I've been racking my brain to try to think about what the strategy was here, and there doesn't always have to be a strategy behind things sometimes. Conservatives are really good at fighting the last war. We hold grudges like you just can't believe. And this interview was really a greatest hits replay of all of the things that upset the base the most. So we had like the 2016 Aga Khan Island, that was 10 years ago. The 2019 SNC-Lavalin scandal 6 years ago. Then the comments about the RCMP were really about the leadership under Brenda Lucki, who resigned in 2023, 2 years ago. These are all things that happened. They're worth mentioning, I think, but like none of them made anybody stop voting Liberal. Most Canadians have memory hold Justin Trudeau. All they care about is when he is cited on a yacht with Katy Perry now. And so I would just like to urge Conservatives to please stop talking about Justin Trudeau, because every time you do, all you are doing is contrasting him with Mark Carney, and it does not help Conservatives at all.
Yeah, and I hesitated making this panel about why former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was wearing jeans on a yacht. But that, I think, is going to take a whole hour, and maybe it's, Power Play After Dark. That is a show suggestion that I have that I have to talk to people at CTV about. But Sabrina, it feels like this is a gift to the Liberals when there are so many other things to hold them to account on.
Like, maybe Pierre should call the RCMP for a wellness check, or maybe the Conservative Party should call the RCMP for a wellness check on Pierre. This is so far from being relevant or something that people are talking about. It is almost a bizarre break with reality. Like, is he actually okay? The only possible thing I can think about that is getting this, this line of topic or this line of thinking back on track is like, is he afraid of the leadership review in January? Is he trying to reactivate a base that maybe is flowing away from him? Is he trying to, pick that fight that didn't even exist in the last election with Justin Trudeau to secure that leadership? Like, that is the only possible angle that I can see for Pierre going down this path, because otherwise it is irrelevant. It doesn't attack a budget that's coming in 2 weeks that you would really think that they would be spending their whole entire, media cycle on. It's just confusing.
Yeah, and Carl, to Sabrina's point, I mean, where he did it, how he's doing it, and why he's doing it. And it all kind of starts to point in a direction of, does he worry that there's a part of the base that he's starting to lose, and or he needs to sort of get excited about to come out to that leadership convention and to make sure that he has a big number? Do you think that that's the indication here?
Could be, but to me, it's just he was amongst friends that believe the same stuff he believes in. So he said those things. He let his guard down. I don't know if we have come here and said the same things to you. But he did it because he was comfortable, and they believe that stuff, and he believes that stuff, and so they all talk to each other.
But that's a flank to go out on. I mean, that's a ledge that you put yourself out on.
Yeah.
You know, and you say you're comfortable. I mean, that doesn't come up normally.
It shouldn't. You know, it's years ago. People have moved on. He's not running again.
I mean, Justin Trudeau has moved on, as Mel has also, you know, clearly laid out.
I think the problem is that it reminded Canadians one of the reasons why they voted for Mark Carney, which is they were afraid that this guy was a mini Donald Trump, using the same kind of tactics, the same kind of language, the same kind of rhetoric, and now he wants, like Donald Trump, to put his political opponents in jail. And he's calling the police a liberal police. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I don't know that it's working for him. Maybe it is. Maybe it is for that leadership review. But in the long run, I don't think it's going to help reassure Canadians of why, you know, they were concerned about him in the first place. I don't think Canadians are seeing this and saying, oh, wow, he's changed. Well, no, he hasn't changed. It's the same guy.
But if I may, I think worth pointing out to Carl's point that if that was a message for the base on that in that YouTube channel, in that interview, what really stood out to me today was the clip that you played when he was asked again for a second time in a broader context. He didn't back down. You know, he doubled down instead. Yeah.
Yeah. Mel, what do you think? Do you think that that play here is looking at the leadership race and saying, I got to make sure I have the votes that I think I have?
There definitely is a segment of the party that is still does not understand how we continuously lost to Justin Trudeau, and that despite all of these scandals, despite SNC-Lavalin, Aga Khan, blackface in 2019, like in the middle of the election, how we still managed to lose, that didn't stop people from voting Liberal. There's definitely a segment of the base that just doesn't understand, and they're still angry about it. And so I do think that speaking to that segment of the base is perhaps the strategy here.